And today we're going to be talking about the Alesis V49. This is another MIDI controller in the $100 to $200 range. Sits right around $130. Comes with some included software. Ableton Live Lite, you can almost expect that now. That comes with just about every MIDI controller. Then you got Air Expand 2. That comes with it, which is pretty cool. You know, that's Expand. It's been around for a minute. 49 keys. They have a 61 key version that's a little bit more expensive, but you know, it's pretty much the exact same key bed and everything that you would find in the 49. There's not really difference. You're just paying the extra bucks for the extra keys. So let's open it up. Let's see what's in the box. All right, so playing around with it for a few minutes, got it plugged up, all that good stuff like that. I'm not really impressed by this key bed and how it feels now after really playing around with it. It's just really stiff. As a piano player, and I say this all the time, as a piano player, I kind of approach things different. Now, beat makers, people who just kind of play around, you just need something for some basic input inside of a DAW. I mean, just doing some electronic music or creating some beats, playing some simple chords, things like that, you're probably gonna like the response of it. As a pianist, someone who does, and somebody who does music, that more dynamic music, I'll put it that way, because I'm not trying to put over what I do over anything. I'm just saying, like, the music that I play is a little bit more dynamic. So I'm doing a lot of gospel stuff, a lot of production work in that arena. So it's really expressive music, really dynamic, something that goes all the way from your softest touch to your loudest aggressive playing type of style of music. So with that being the case, I don't think that something like this would work for me totally, because of the dynamics or the velocity curve of the keys is really kind of uneven to me. So if I'm playing, doing a run like that, and I don't know if you notice that the velocity of the notes as I'm doing like a run or something is a little bit, the velocities are different as I'm running. So some notes are playing really hard while others are playing kind of at a different velocity. And you know, that's subjective, but at the same time, it's because of the springiness of the keys. I don't really like that. So if you do music that's a little bit more dynamic and you need some real good expression out of your playing, this won't be the best key bed for that. Now, moving on to some of the other things, like the drum. I'll pull up Drum Designer here in Logic or whatever for the keys. I mean, of course, it maps over here. I mean, it's cool, but again, like I kind of said on the front end of the video, it kind of feels like I'm playing on the table. The pads are really hard. They're velocity sensitive, but they're really hard. Now, you can change, there's a V editor that you can download for this from Alesis that allows you to change the functionality of these pads. They can send out MIDI CC messages instead of just notes. So that works good if you want to use this inside of Ableton, maybe as a, scene selector, jumping from different scenes to scenes. You just sending standard MIDI messages. Maybe you're working in this in main stage and you want to kind of use this to send or activate layers or whatever the case may be. This pitch bend thing is just really small. You know what I mean? If I go back to, it's just really small. It's cool. The mod wheel, same way. The knobs are cool. I like the little lights. I like the fact that it lights up while you're playing. That's cool. These little buttons really don't have a function at all. They send MIDI CC data, so you can use it to, you know, program whatever you want it to do. Same for these octave buttons, of course. You can change all of that in the V editor, what you want these buttons to do. But you know, these 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, are useless. Of course, this is your octave button. Those are useful. If I had to rate this board, I would rate this board overall around a 3 or a 4 out of 10, because for me, it does not offer the key bed it's just not there. It's just not something that I could see myself using, really enjoying playing on or trying to do anything useful on. The pads, again, are really hard, not really that dynamic feeling. You can't set them at full velocity to be able to play the sound as hard as you want. A lot of beat makers, people who are producers, they like to be able, like MPC and things like that, because you can set it at a kind of a no velocity situation. No matter how hard you hit it, that clap is going to hit as hard as possible. You can't really do that with this. It's just you're stuck with the velocity sensitivity. The knobs, you know, these buttons are kind of useful, so I can't really give it a good grade on like control, because it doesn't really offer that. Yeah, and the key bed is horrible. So yeah, this, especially for the price. Price range, $129. You could go and get the you can get the Oxygen 49 for the same price as this. At the same $129, get the same software with it, Expand, Ableton Live, all of that, but you get a ton of controls on the device, on the keyboard, and you get a really good feeling key bed that will work for any level of dynamic playing. So if I had to rate this is going to be really low on the spectrum of control. I can't really recommend this to anybody unless you're like a beat maker and you really don't care about you know, feeling the keys. You just need something to get you some quick input, and you really don't care about the pads and these buttons, and that control is not really a part of your lingo. Yeah, this is not something that I could truthfully recommend totally. But if you're interested, link is in the description. You can check it out, click on it or whatever. It still may serve some needs for something. It could be a good auxiliary board. You know what I mean? You can use it to play lead synths or whatever, or leads or things like that. But for piano, organ, or anything like that, you're not really gonna really get any kind of a good feel out of this. But I hope this video gave you some insight. Hope it helped you. Hope it blessed you. You know how we do with these videos. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, all those buttons that do things on the video. I'm gonna keep banging these things out, checking out different controllers, doing some comparisons. I'm gonna try to do a comparison between this and the VI49. There's a different model called the VI49 that gives you some more control. I'll try to check that out and see if that's any better than this. All right, folks, we out. Holla at your boy.